Crafty Kids! In this video, I'll be showing you guys how to make a really easy paper Santa Claus. So this is a very easy way of making a paper Santa Claus and is useful too. So without any further delay, let's get started. So before we start, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done yet. Like, share and comment. Also press the bell icon so that you will receive a notification whenever I upload a video. So let's get started. So first, for this craft, we'll be needing two materials, that is a white piece of paper and a red piece of paper. So as you see in the Santa Claus, we have two big red circle at the bottom and a small white circle at the bottom. So first, I'm just going to be taking this tape and I'm going to be drawing a circle of white and a circle of red. So for this, I'm going to be taking a big red piece of paper and I'm going to be drawing a circle. I'm going to be tracing it with a pencil. So now once we have the circle, I'm going to be taking another small circle over here and I'm going to be drawing another circle. So this circle needs to be smaller than the one that we drew at the beginning. So once that's complete, I'm just going to be cutting this out. So please be very careful while using your scissors because many of you guys might cut your hands accidentally while using it. So now our small circle is complete. Now I'm going to be cutting the bigger one that we've already drawn in the beginning. So now once that's complete, we have a big red circle and a small white circle. So now I'm just going to be taking this crayon and I'm going to be coloring in the center of the white circle. So if you guys have this color A4 sheet or any color paper, you can use it. But I don't have a color paper in this color, so I'm just shading it with crayons. If you guys have a color paper, then you can use that as well. So I'm just going to be shading in another small circle inside this white circle over here. So please be very careful while shading because if you shade too much or too less, it won't be looking nice. So just leave a small bit of white paper behind while coloring. So once that is complete, our face of Santa Claus is ready. As you see, it's small and cute. So if you guys want, you can just give a small outline as well. So I'm just going to be giving a small outline of this to make it look more prettier. So that's complete. So next we're going to be making the eyes for Santa Claus. So for the same, I'm going to be taking the white paper that we had in the beginning and I'm going to be cutting out a small rectangle like this. So now we're going to be folding this rectangle in half and I'm going to be drawing a circle and cutting it out. So I'm just cutting it out randomly. If you guys are not good at drawing circles, you may use a pencil to draw it, then you can cut it out. So please make sure that the circle is too small because if it's too large, it won't be looking good. So now our two circles are ready. Now I'm going to be taking a black pen and I'm going to be coloring in the circle but just leaving a small dot in the center. So please make sure that you leave the dot because if you do not leave the dot then it won't be looking nice and it will be looking quite scary. So if you guys want, you can use a black sketch pen or a color pencil to do this. I'm just using a pen because this will be much darker and better. So make sure that the circle is in the bottom of the white paper. So now one of our circles is complete. Now I'm coloring in the second one. So once we complete that, both the eyes of Santa Claus are ready. So as you see, they've turned out well. So now the next part is that we're going to be sticking them onto Santa Claus. So for that, I'm just taking some glue and I'm going to be pouring it a little bit over here on both the sides. And now I'm going to be pasting the eyes. So please make sure that you stick the eyes properly or else it won't be looking good. So also make sure that the eyes, the small eyeballs in the bottom of the eyes, if you stick it wrongly, please make sure that you correct it again or else it won't look nice. So now the face of a Santa Claus is ready. So as you see, it has turned out well. So next we're moving on to the hat. So for that, I'm going to be taking the red piece of paper that we had and I'm going to be cutting out a small triangle, an isosceles triangle, so that both the sides are equal in size and the bottom part is not equal. So once this is ready, I'm just going to be measuring if the hat fits on top of Santa Claus. So as you see, it's a little bit large, so I'm just going to be trimming it at the bottom part so that it turns out well. So once that is done, I'm going to be taking the white piece of paper that we had already and I'm going to be cutting out a small rectangle to stick at the bottom of the hat. So now I'm just going to be applying some glue at the bottom of this rectangle that we've already cut out, the triangle that we've already cut out, and I'm going to be sticking this rectangular piece on the bottom of it. So once that is complete, we're just going to be applying glue on top of Santa's face. Then we're going to be sticking this part on top. So as you see, the top of Santa is ready. So as you see in this Santa, I just cut out a circle and I folded the hat and I stuck it. If you guys want, you can stick it on the top and leave it as it is, or else you can even fold it. So for this one, I folded it. So for this one, I'm just going to be leaving it as it is. So I'm just going to be cutting out another small white piece of paper for the small dot Santa's hat. So please make sure that this circle is nice and large so that it will be looking cute. So I'm just going to be cutting out a circle randomly, and I'm going to be applying some glue at the top, and I'm going to be sticking this. So once that is complete, Santa's hat and the face is almost going to be ready. So next we'll be moving on to the mustache. So for that, I'm just going to be taking the red piece of paper that we had remaining, and I'm going to be cutting out another small rectangular piece from this. So in this, I'm just going to be cutting out a small oval like this. So once that is done, I'm going to be applying some glue on Santa's nose, and I'm going to be sticking this over here. So after that, we'll be moving on to the mustache. So for that, I'm just going to be taking the white paper that we had in the beginning, and I'm also going to be cutting out a small rectangular piece from this. So please make sure that it's nice and long, because we're going to be folding it in half. Then we're going to be drawing the mustache so that it will look good on both the sides. So I'm just going to be drawing a half circular part, and I'm going to be drawing the same on the other side as well. So as you see, if you open it, the mustache will be ready. This one is kind of large for Santa's face, so I'm just going to be trimming it so that we'll get a perfect size. So you don't have to take a perfect size. You can take the size according to the Santa that you've made. It's your wish about how you designed and use your creativity to design Santa. So now I'm just going to be trimming a little bit at this part as well so that it looks good. So now we're going to be opening it up, and as you see, our mustache is ready. So I'm just going to be sticking it over here. So I'm going to be applying some glue over here in the center of the red piece that we have stuck, and I'm going to be sticking this piece over here on top of the red. So as you see, now Santa's face is ready, and Santa's face is looking quite good. So I'm just going to be putting a little bit up so the red piece can be seen in the bottom as well. So next we're moving on to the body of Santa. So for that, I'm going to be taking the red circle that we made in the beginning, and I'm just going to be applying some glue on the top of the red circle. And now I'm going to be taking the face that we've made, and I'm going to be sticking it on top like this. So now as you see, the body is also ready. So now we're moving on to the belt. So for that, I'm just going to be taking a black marker, and I'm going to be drawing an outline like this. So next, I'm just going to be drawing a small 2 lines over here for the center of the belt. So next, we're just going to be coloring it in. So I'm just taking a different shade of black so that you can differentiate between the outline and the actual color. So if you want, you can take color pencils or crayons for doing this. I'm just using sketch so that it will look nice and darker. So once that is done, I'm just going to be shading in the center of this part over here like this. So once that is complete, I'm going to be taking a yellow marker, and I'm going to be shading the remaining piece that we have. So since I took red as a background, it's not seen properly. So if you guys want, you can even cut this piece over here like I did for this one. Then you can color it in so that it will be perfectly visible. So once that is complete, we're going to be moving on to the hands. So for that, I'm going to be taking the white piece of paper that we had that is remaining, and I'm just going to be cutting 2 small pieces of a rectangular piece. So as I said, we mostly cut 2 pieces for this whole craft because we have to do 2 hands, 2 eyes, etc. So we have to 2 pieces, and they should be also identical so that the craft is much cuter. So I'm just going to be cutting a small hand for Santa. So I'm just going to be drawing a big circular part and a small one for the thumb. So we're just going to be making it as he's wearing a glove. So now we've completed cutting it. So as you see, we have 2 cute hands over here. I'm just going to be cutting it at the bottom to get the hands separate. The next step is I'm going to be taking the same marker that we used at the beginning, and I'm going to be coloring in this part over here. So as I already said, if you guys have this color paper, you can use it. Since I'm not having it, I'm just going to be coloring it in over here with the crayon. So after that, I'm going to be repeating the same step on other hand of Santa as well. But this time, I'm going to be flipping the paper to the other side and coloring it in. So please be careful while coloring so that the craft turns out well, because if you do not color well, then it won't be colorful enough. So once that is complete, I'm going to be applying some glue over here on both the sides, and I'm going to be sticking it over here. So we're not going to be doing anything to the bottom part because we're going to be keeping it as a glove so that it turns out well. So now the hands of Santa are also ready. So that I only have one remaining part, that is the shoes. So for that I'm just going to be taking the white paper again. So as you see, the whole craft we've done with a single white paper. So this is a simple and easy craft and it requires simple materials. So we only require markers. Then we also require only red and white paper. So now I just cut out another rectangular piece and I'm folding it in half. So this is for the boots for Santa. So now we're just going to be cutting this over here. So I'm going to be drawing a small circular structure, then I'm going to be cutting it to the top. So for this one we're not going to be cutting it into two halves because we're going to be leaving it as they're attached to each other. So we have a small piece like this. So now I'm just going to be cutting out a small triangle to differentiate between the two shoes over here at the bottom. So the next step is coloring. So I'm just going to be taking the black marker and coloring it. If you guys want, you can do any design you prefer, and if you want, you can leave it without coloring, or you can take a black color paper for coloring it. I wanted to use this one because for the top we need to have a feathery portion for the top of the boots. So if we color the whole, if you take a black paper, then we have to stick another white paper and that will be quite complicated. So I'm just taking a white A4 sheet and I'm cutting it into this piece and I'm coloring. So once we complete this part, I'm just going to be coloring a little bit at the top of this white portion as well. So as you see, I'm going to be leaving a little bit part left on the top. This is for the small, this is because I'm going to be sticking it at the bottom and it won't be visible. So once that is complete, I'm going to be applying some glue on the back part of Santa's body and I'm going to be sticking this over here. So now we're going to be turning it, and as you see, Santa's boots are ready. So once we complete this, our really easy paper Santa Claus is ready. So as you guys see, you could have, if you stick a yellow paper over here, it'll be much prettier, but since I used a red background, it's not quite visible. So once we complete this, our really easy and simple Santa Claus is ready. So I wish you all a Merry Christmas. Thanks for watching and see you guys next time on Crafty Kids. Bye! Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Dashing through the snow, the one-horse open sleigh. Over the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtails ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing the sleighing song tonight.